Hello, welcome back. Today, this is our day 17 of streaming every day, and I believe our 9th art stream. Hooray! We're about to reach 10. And actually, we're coming very close to 20 days of streaming every day, which will be very fun, very cool. We have a little bit more to fix. I think that we can probably fix and finish the whole front view today. Hello, Rio! So let's get right into this. I'm really close to finishing the front, and that's the harder part. Once I get the front done, then I can kind of just like fix the back a little bit by just like, the copy paste method I did before, but I can also fix things by like just fixing them on the actual right drawing. But yeah, the front will be the staple. So once we have the front done, it'll be much easier to get the back done. Let's get right into this. First of all, I'm going to address the thing I'm seeing right now. Let's see here. having the front on actually was throwing me off of this one because I noticed that the right side, which is more hidden, is actually not as hidden as it should be. So I could either just pull this into itself more this way, otherwise I could just make this more expanded. Because his robe is supposed to go out pretty far. So I don't feel like that's a problem in itself. But we can try a few different things, see how it looks. Let's see, tier 2. Tier 2. That's what we're fixing. Let's try expanding this first. I'm curious to see if this will fix it at all. Okay, that's not bad, but I feel like I want to have the same amount of space between those two right there. So I could try just turning it a little bit. Oh, you know what? This one actually goes up higher too. It's interesting. Huh. I wonder if that's part of the problem. Maybe I'll draw two. Draw with Alfie time. Aw, you're gonna draw two? I wanna see. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's not a problem that it goes too high up, but then again, I don't know. I'm actually not sure about that. Maybe I need to bring it down more. I just felt it wasn't curving the right way. Huh. You know what? We're gonna leave that. I don't know what to do about that one. All I know is I want it to be accurate on both sides. Oh no, my hand's doing the shaky thing again. LOL, XD, well, it might be a surprise, a surprise for you? What? What is it? I wanna know. What is it? And no, I did not hear you say surprise, so no, it's not surprise now. You told me about it. I can't tell. Oh, I can't wait to see. That sounds like a series, actually. Rio draws. Ryoko draws. And it's your PNG doing it. I'm notorious for not finishing things I start, though. Oh, yeah, actually, that's pretty relatable. I'm actually very surprised how much I've been able to get done on this one project, because usually I will start an art piece and then I will not draw anymore on that art piece for over a week. Sometimes I'll never finish it at all. So we're actually lucky that, or you guys are technically lucky that you get to see the Sea King almost finished, because usually that's how I do art. I just do it for my enjoyment. Once I'm done with the project, I'm done with the project. But this one, I have to see it through, because guess what? I can't draw his illustration unless I have his line art done. So I guess that was enough motivation for me to keep going. I am noticing this as well, the slight curving right here. A little bit less curve here would be nice. Almost like nothing even happened here. Yeah, I'd be very sad to not see this one to the end. Yeah, it would. I have a lot of plans for the character in the book as well. Very special character. I didn't think I would make this character, but hey, here we go. It's always those unexpected characters that end up becoming like some of your favorite characters to write and draw, apparently. Okay, I also know something with the pants, so we'll go to fix that next. Where is pants? There they are. Let's take it by the really thin point right here. If you would like to know why I'm fixing the pants, it's because I noticed here, for the I don't know why. I think I did it for depth or something, but you'd still see the pants at the same level, right? But I thought, if I do it over there, why don't I do it for this side too? It doesn't exactly make sense to not have it accurate to the drawing on both sides, so thought why not just make it more accurate, because if I'm doing it that way I have to do it on both sides, not just one. That's what makes it bad. And what I mean is about how the one leg is perceived further in front than the other. That's what I'm talking about. If I was doing that by just the pants alone and where the shoes are, I feel like that alone doesn't sell the illusion of the 3D. It's more about the perspective itself, and I still struggle with perspective, so that's why I used it as a cop-out. At least for the concept art. I want to see if I can do everything I can to make it the most accurate in the line art. There, it's a little bit better. There we go. I'm very happy to see this project almost finished. Let's turn on the front layer again. Oh, we have to draw those little tassel things. Oh, that was a nightmare. Oh, trying to debate if I want the same shoe design. So in that case, I'll move on to the tier 3 of the dress. The robe, I should say. Because the shoes are a little bit, harder to decide. I finally have, my Fennec Fox cat character's, shoes set up, though. Not this one's, but the other character that I might actually also do a character concept sheet of on stream, if anyone would like to see that. Do you think that'd be interesting, Rio? To watch me do another character? Tier 3. Oh, I just said, do you think it'd be interesting to see me do the other characters in the story, or some of them, on stream as well? My salad crunching was too loud. Oh my goodness. Yes? Okay, cool. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, because I'm like, technically he is going to be a very, very main character, the next character I wanted to do, but I was like, should I stream that one, or no? If I do stream it, I can't give away, like, any of his information, because lots of spoilers are coming if that was the case. I'd rather not. I would like to draw him on stream, though. Just to be careful about not giving spoilers away. I had actually been doing a bunch of research for my book, from my friends. I was like, oh. And here I am over here thinking like, oh, it's probably pretty different than a normal just novel, right? Like light novels. So it sounds like mine is going to be bordering more of a light novel than a novel itself, just the way I want to write it. And then I can make a manga version after. Because the way that I want to do chapters, it'll be based off of very specific criteria on how the chapters work. And then, besides just having chapters, there will also be miniature arcs throughout the whole book. So it might be a longer one. But there'll be at least three, I'm thinking 3 different books of the same series for the first ones before manga. Because I know it's gonna take a while to make an actual manga. I actually prefer writing in a way that it's like relying more on my ability to describe what's happening than just doing the art myself. Because I feel like it's always a cool experience when the writer writes something in a way that you can fully picture what's happening without needing an image already drawn for you. So that's my hope for starting the book in that way. Right now I'm just onto the character concepts, but I do have the main story building ideas down. I just need to figure out the chronology where it's all going. Hi, Riri! The nod. Oh my goodness. Is that a fizzy nod emote? Yes, it is. Oh, nice. The story chat made me come out of lurking. Oh. Yeah, I want to say so much, but I know I can't say much because, like, I have so many ideas and I'd rather not spoil any of it. I'm thinking of making a, like, speaking of story, I'm thinking of making another character concept on stream for one of the main characters. Relatable. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, I'm like, should I do the main character? Because this is a supporting character. I can justify that at least. But the other one is like a main character. Main protagonist. Besides Alfie. I think I said this last stream too, but yeah, Alfina is the character that I decided to make an XIV after I had already planned on writing this story some point. I just didn't expect it to be the very first one I'd end up wanting to publish. The very first story. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So it's actually the story that I took Alfina from that I had made. Essentially, I had thought up the story years ago, but I never actually got around to writing it until now. So whenever I'd think of a fantasy world, I would think of this world that I'm finally creating now. Where your imagination runs wild kind of thing, like... Let's do this. I'm trying to make a very specific material for this robe. I think I'm gonna do 6 or 7 ruffles, so it's interesting to be able to fit it in all this. And at this rate, I probably won't fit it. Guess I could. Oh, what in the world just happened? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Fourth. I want to make it similar to what it looks like on top rather than the other side, because I think this is kind of more how I drew the other side of the skirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to remember from the last one, I don't want to do it too curved upwards, so at least starting it curved is good, because then it's easier to curve it than it, or to easier to work with the curve that's already there than to make a new curve. Oh yeah, this could be way too angled. Oh boy. Okay. Let's bend this one. Since I know I'm gonna have to bend the rest of the whole thing. I'll just bend this, make sure it's lining up. Oh. Certainly not lining up. There we go. And then we will add the last one right here. And then we're going to bend this. And recurve it. Make sure it's how we want it to be perceived. Is that how we want it? It's closer than up there. Of how I was picturing it. Yeah, we'll go with that. That looks much better than what it just was looking like seconds ago. Okay. I think that's a better angle now. Okay. Yep. Just gotta connect it now. I might have moved it a little bit too in though. That's the only thing I'm noticing. Oh, that works. That works. Never mind. Hang on a moment. Okay, if I just make it a little bit thicker on the inside rather than the outside, it should fix what I'm seeing here. Oh, just slightly. Okay, that is better. I do see this little notch right here though. Even from far away, I see it and I'm like, oh no. It's gonna drive me nuts just seeing a little notch. There we go. That makes me think this is too curled upwards. Should we test that? We could do that. Cause I wanted to try to represent like the roundness of how it goes around. The 3D aspect. But I realized it's actually just like making it look like it just curves up too much, and that's not what I was going for. I kind of want it to be more level, so I think this, even this is a little bit too curved, I think. I just didn't want it to look triangle from the front. Let's see. See how this turns out? It's alright. Just gotta turn it like this. You know, it kind of makes sense for the first two to be a little bit curved up. I think I need to fix this one more time. Of course, I'm gonna have to redo that now. So maybe for this one we want a slight curve, but then the bottom we want like no curve. And the top one we want an extreme curve, like what we have. Like that should be acceptable. Okay, there we go. Now, tier 3, we're gonna remove this part of the skirt, or the robe. There we go. Oh, you know what? I also just noticed this. We can do this, I guess. I want to do less of a curve, of course, but I just realized it should go down a little bit more. More to the side. Because of the amount of space. This means I have to go down. Probably get away with that, but I'm going to snip it a little bit. And then I'm going to go over here. Oh, do that thing again. There we go. Okay, so one side done. Now we gotta go to next one. Let me hide this again real quick. Does that look right? Or do we actually need the curve? Okay, we can go back to a slight curve. As long as we line this up, we'll be good. Slightly misalign that. Oh, I see what's going on here. It's no longer flaring out like I had wanted it to. It's flaring up and out right here, which is not exactly what we're trying to do. I'd like that to be more on the inside. There we go. Okay, much better. I'm gonna think about this real quick. Oh. There we go. I want each parts of these to be about the same length, with the bottom being a little bit bigger. Or the ones towards the bottom being bigger and bigger as they go. How's your art coming along, Rio? No progress? I thought, oh, what do you mean? You don't stink. Don't think that. I'm still over here stinking. Look, I can't even draw a line. And then even once I do, it's not even the right width. Or I erase it back too far. Oh my goodness. Nah, it's just this one time. It's not like this all the time. You should see some of my sketches. Oh my gosh, it turned out horrible. I am very happy with how this is turning out, but it's not the best. It could be way better. Especially like, I might have to come back and redo this. Eventually. Let's see, we wanted 6 of these now? Oh, gotta leave enough room though. Okay, this is kind of impossible to do this upside down. I think I made a mistake. What do you mean? What do you do? When I first started, I didn't keep track of my line thickness. Oh no! Let me guess, you moved on to a new project and then you forgot the line thickness you were at? Because, yeah, I was worried about that for this one. Because every once in a while I try to help some of my friends with, like, positioning and stuff. Even if they are different objects? Different objects like what? Like, if you're drawing, like, a chair and then go to a human, or? Yeah, like subject versus object in the same drawing. Oh, like do you use different brushes for each one? Or the line thickness meaning? Do you think everything should be the same thickness? That's a hard one because for me, I feel like for this project especially, I've been trying not to do the same line thickness for everything. If you mean this over here, like the brush size, then yeah, I like to keep that the same. But line thickness, like going from this, then oh yeah, so the side thing, yeah, I keep it the same for other things. Cause like the DPI is the same, so I don't think I have that. Have the pressure sensitivity? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Wait, are you drawing on a tablet? Yeah, iPad. Do you have... Oh, actually, I don't know if it works the same way, yeah. You have a stylus, right? Do you know if the stylus works for that? Or have you been, like, painting with your fingers this whole time? That's really hard. Even I struggle to do that. I have a stylus. Okay, that's good. As far as I can see, I don't think it's pressure sensitive. Oh, darn. Maybe it's not. Oh man, my throat is getting sore. Something looks wrong here. I can't place my finger on it. That means it's time to flip the canvas. Oh my gosh. How did I... Yeah, the right side is a little bit out more than I feel like it should be. This is a hard one. I didn't exactly draw it in the right perspective. His left side's fine. Or in other cases, this is technically his right, because the other way I drew it is the way I intended the drawing to be viewed. Oh man. Um... So, I have a few ideas on how we can fix this. I feel like this would be fine. Something's gotta change with this one. Maybe the curving I did have was right? Maybe I have to make it thinner. Let's see how that looks. So we're gonna have to turn it anyways, and then move it, and then... I feel like it'd be more lapsed into itself kind of thing. Well, even that just looks a little bit better actually, so maybe that's just what we need to do. This one's even more flared than this one. Um... That has no space at all. Let me move this. Uh... Hmm. This is interesting. I probably wouldn't show nearly as many ruffles on this side. Yeah, something about it's still throwing me off. I really hate to overlap it there. So we'll do it like right over here, and then we'll make sure it fits a little bit better. Essentially, I'm merging it all down by doing that. Is that any better? Okay, slightly, but this doesn't look right over here. Hmm. Troubleshooting. Hmm. Is that any better than what it was? I have a feeling the problem lies in how many ruffles there are. In that case, I can do, well, I can delete this for one. I'm gonna push this one. Actually, I'm gonna push a lot of this. I'm gonna try to cut off this last one here. At least by a little bit more. I also don't want it to look too sharp, so that's another thing I have to keep in mind when I'm doing this. So that's one. Okay, two needs to change. Yeah, it could be the amount of ruffles. I try to keep the same amount on the top, but I think that makes more sense than down here. Because actually, I was only going to do 3 for the bottom, because it's supposed to be really flowy. So maybe I could... I have an idea, I have an idea. I will have to change the other side after this one, but... it's one of the not as bad things I can do. I really don't want to be seeing that other side right there. Pretty much like that. Might have to turn it a little bit though, is the problem. Okay. I feel like they're not on the same level. Oh, they're not, that's right, because this is the other side, the smaller side. Oh no. Going around, if I made a cage around him like this. Okay, that might be more of the issue. How do I... oh. You know what, I'm gonna... oh, but I can't do that either. You know what, I'm gonna copy this, but then I'm gonna have to Control Z everything. I hope that doesn't Control Z the copy I just did. Okay. Okay, it doesn't. Cool. Very, very cool. That is essentially what I should be following. In fact, we might even want to cut it even a little bit shorter, considering how far this shows. This would be cutting off a lot of his leg. I only want like that. Okay, that explains a lot. This is why I use guides. Oh man. Essentially, goes all the way up to here. And it will start right about here. That's probably what's going on. Let me grab this now and duplicate that, because I'm going to want to make one up here, but make it smaller. Line it up with this one on the right. Okay, that also explains why the angle was looking weird. A little bit like that, but I'm just going to cut off or trim off some of the edge right here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've had this issue this entire time. Right side, or yeah, his right side, since this is the... Oh my, where'd it go? Oh no. What is that? I must have accidentally... Oh, I accidentally copied this too. Okay, whatever. Okay, let's move this where we need it to be. We'll resize it. I cannot believe I had that going on this entire time. So you want it to line up right about there. And then we shrink it right about there. Yeah, this explains a lot of issues. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I see something going on right here. So that curve would have been correct to have. Okay. Okay, let's get right back into that. Having this structure will now help me curve exactly how I'm supposed to curve it. I don't know why I didn't think about doing that before. Let me make sure it's absolutely correct with the angle and the tilt and everything. I feel like... Yeah, let's match it with his body real quick. Slightly tilted, okay. Now that makes a lot of sense. That reveals a lot of information to me. I'll move this one up a little bit because I noticed that too. Oh, you know what? Let's just combine all three of these. Oh. Clean it up a little bit. After all, we're going to want our guidelines to look okay. Where's the other one? Where'd it go? Oh, it must be this. Oh, yeah. Let's just do that just in case. Oh. There we go. That's why it looked a little bit weird. Robe structure is what we're gonna call that. Put that below tier 3 as well. So I have to redraw this in a way that it actually fits now. But for now I can just grab this. And actually I can even grab the whole first part right there. I just might want to move everything else in case I want to utilize what I had already drawn. I have too many instances of that where I actually want to use something and I accidentally merged it and then I couldn't get it back because it was too long into the drawing. Okay, in fact, I might only want the line right there. Something like that. That to work, we gotta make that bend correctly. You know what, let's only just take the first line again. Move it. Take all this out of the way. Still want it to look flowy, so let's make sure we get that down. I could still do that while making it look proportional, so. Now we have up here to deal with. Yeah, see, this one actually conforms more to the body right here. That's part of the vest. Let me grab all the way up here just in case, and then we're gonna grab even that, and we're gonna move that to the side as well. I liked the way I drew it though. Still do the same kind of thing with it, where it folds up a little bit, as long as it aligns with the new plan. There we go. Slightly better. Now let's fix the other side. That one goes very high up. Wow. Oh, that one's pretty much fine. This one's probably fine. Right about there. And then we can fix this part. Actually, I want to say that I do this part with mouse because there's a lot of selecting I have to do. I feel like it looks a little bit too stiff like that. Because it bubbles out right there almost. But what I want it to do is the opposite way. So kind of more like this. You want it to flare out. See here. I might have to redraw the line altogether, actually. I just realized how much of a curve that actually is really hard to, like, just fix. I might just have to redraw it. And even that part's curved. A little bit. It's curved a little bit. Let's try to make it a little bit more... Yeah, more like this. Okay, that's much better. There's something I want to fix about this one too, because it looks weird. I think because I wanted to make it as close to this as possible, it still wouldn't have been right. Okay, slightly better there. You know what? That makes me wonder about the behind. Oh, actually, it looks like I did it better there than I did in in the front drawing. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Hmm. Hello, Elfin. Welcome in. How are you today? Doing okay, thank you. Okay, cool, cool. I have to make this more flowy. Looking a little bit too pleated for my liking. So the curve is good, but I gotta get a more flowy look. I like what this looks like better. Yeah, see, wait, if they all start the same spot, then inevitably they're not going to be very close at this point. So I have to take that into account as well. Yeah, because then the fabric, as it gets longer, it flows in its own way. So yeah, this one's got to be turned just a little bit more like this. Okay, cool. Let me move this one out. Cloth, man, it has like almost like its own mind. Has a mind of its own, it does. that is too curved the wrong way. I need to get rid of this. There we go. At least I felt like it was. I still want it to flare out at the bottom, so I'll fix that. Anywho. In the end, I just need straight lines. Yeah, okay, this looks more like if it were to connect at the very top. At least I would believe so. I think I need to go with way fewer of these wrinkles as well. That's going to make it seem more flowy. But with as many as it has right now, I think that would be just... Let's scrap it. Let's scrap it. Clean slate. Clean slate. When we work on all the others, this one's actually fine. Yeah, this one's just fine. Just need to turn it the correct way, and then boom. Ah, right, though. We gotta... Oh. That's right. You have to only plan for it to be about this much, then, in the way. Huh. Let's see, what did we need here? Needed, like... something like that. I was not expecting to have to go through this again. Looks like one of their alphabet letters. Oh, you know what? We can also do this. And then we'll take this and also, oh, that makes so much more sense. So I have this whole little incline right here. Kind of like a collar or something like this. And they have like the collars on shirts. So yes, this little shape was intentional. I want it to look more like this. And then go down into where the flowy skirt is. Okay, let's not add that. Let's just make sure that we have the right look for this before moving on to the next part. Yeah, I really did not expect to get back into the redrawing of certain parts again. At least not that one. But that was a pretty big issue, so I'm glad I'm trying to correct it at least. I don't think I would have been happy after I figured out off stream that, hey, you know that drawing you did? It was very, not proportional. At least, when you want to make something that people will remember a certain way and you're really trying to make sure it's the right thing that's being perceived, and you're really trying to, like, take it into your hands to make it the way you want it to be perceived, right? It doesn't help when you don't know proportions as good as some other people. Because then other people could think, oh, so a good half of his body is covered on one side by the dress and then one side is not. And while that would be a cool design, that is not what I was picturing for him. Hmm. Yeah, you know what? While we have it like this, let's go back to this again. Oh, yeah, that was much better. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling much better about it now. Do you have an idea for the structure part? I feel like it's not going out that far. For that, you just literally lower the circle. Considering the angle. I don't want it to be like an above view. I want it to be almost like a head-on. If you know what I mean. There we go. Let me turn that again, actually. Just a little bit. There we go. I believe that is better. Let me turn it back, actually. Oh, not that much, not that far. Okay, that should be about right. Just a moment. Let's not forget this time. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. Taking a step away from the drawing and coming back, I realize you would probably see his hand right here. Probably? I'm thinking so, right? I'm just lucky that his arm is tilted enough and that this would even be up. I don't know if it would stay all the way up like it is, but it'd be up at least slightly. Just looking at how I continued this one and versus where this one kind of fell. Yeah, this sleeve is going down. This one is going up. Yeah, I think his hand might be somewhat visible, even though it's in a fist. It'd be right about here. I think everything else is turning out pretty much okay. But I also realized I have to make sure that this close is affected by when his hand goes like that on his back. Maybe I could even show back here. Oh, but then again, you don't really get that angle except for over here. Hmm. Okay, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to decide with this part right here because I wanted this part to be snug and then this part to kind of just flare out. But I also want it to look right too. So let's go with this part. Just below that. Um, Welcome back, by the way. Thank you, Rio. Thank you. I think having this general idea is okay, but it's not exactly how I want it to look. This one too. Let me redo that one. Yeah, it's so hard, especially after I messed it up. Like, technically I messed it up because, like, even though I'm correcting it, I still messed it up for a little bit. Even if it does end up getting corrected. You know what I mean? I think my main worry is, okay, well, I want it to be as accurate as possible. I might as well try my hardest to make it look the way that I'm picturing it, right? Rather than just letting it go, like, all that potential go to waste. I'd rather not have that happen. Because if it had the potential to become a really okay looking character sheet, then I'd rather that than just leave it go. Actually, did I draw it in the first one? Let's see. Oh, I drew it really bad in this version. Oh man. Fix your mistakes. I'm gonna remove that. I want to make sure it looks exactly how I picture it before it gets completed. I want it to look soft and delicate at the same time. Something soft and wearable. Something more like that. Something not flipped up like this one. Like, yeah, it's a little bit flipped up, I get it, yeah, but, not too much. Like, it should still fall a little bit. I like the idea of it flipping up a little bit, but if it's unrealistic, then no. I'd rather it be more realistic than not. Whether he's in a water domain or not. Whatever makes it look more realistic. Which is probably that, honestly. There we go. That's a little bit better. A little bit of thick lines compared to everything else, but I think it's okay. Oh, I just realized something I actually like about this better. It has almost like a bump right here for like the hip. Let's recreate that actually. Hmm. Relatively straight down, and then it just right here. Oh, okay. Still want to keep this there for a general guideline. I think the gentle kind of curve, it's not exactly like it. It wasn't intentional, but I actually like it. I don't know how to recreate it. Without it looking too weird, I don't know how to recreate it. Something more like that, yeah. Hmm. Notice something. Okay, that'll make it better for me. I like that this part will meet with the vest rather than the vest meeting it. I wonder how you would make this in real life, actually. Definitely not what I meant to do. Vest. This is the vest. Okay, slightly better. Oh, another right layer. There we go. Okay, I can live in peace now, knowing that that is fixed, and the top layer is fixed. Oh, that's good to know. I think it looks better than it did before. I think that as he walks, these folds are going to change a little bit. Rather than just staying a certain amount of folds on each one, like a pleated skirt. These ones will just wrinkle where they wrinkle kind of thing. You know what, though? I kind of have a feeling I should just add this. When it comes to the vest, I was kind of imagining something hard for the vest. Not flowy. So something like this. As a vest suggests, I don't imagine it being something very wavy, and I picture them two different colors too, so I'm like, I think I should separate them. Also, rather than those really long, uh, fin things, I'm thinking I'm actually just gonna attach them right here. Oh. Or I could attach them here. There's like a bow, yeah, that'd be nice. Wait, I never added the accessories yet to the vest. I'm gonna just copy that one I drew and then... Oh, there we go, I got 3. I only want 3 in here, so I gotta space them better. I think any more than 3 is gonna be overkill. There we go. 3 almost identical buttons. I guess they're kind of long for buttons though. This one needs to go slightly down. Okay. It's drawing on the right side. Oh, you know what? That's a little bit messed up. Oh. Oh, it's not even straight right here. You can fix that. I can grab this. Oh. I'll just grab this. Copy. Um. What in the world? It's not exactly straight either. It's like slightly offset of itself. Let me zoom in here. What is going on? Hmm. Okay. It's still a little bit curved, actually. You know, it might have been better for me to just, like, redraw it. I mean, what? Oh, that's why I can't see. I have this thing in the way. It's a good baseline, though. Wink, wink. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Let's move this a little bit down. Oh, too much. To match. Um, oh, we're gonna use the belt for this instance. How much space is there? It's a little bit more down. Like one more down. There. One left. Okay, we're good. Okay. There's no object to transform. Yeah, there is not. Is that right? Okay, let me grab this one more time. I have a feeling I need to go on up. That is not the right layer. But I do want to grab them both anyways. Oh man, this is so hard. If I had a line between them, it'd be right about there. I'm gonna grab this though too, because this is not right. Oh, what is that? What? What is it even grabbing? It's not a vest. What is it? Oh, wait, what was it grabbing? Like, I'm actually confused now. Oh, right, that's how we could tell this was messed up too, is because the buttons weren't lining up. There we go. That is no longer that. It is vest copy. Yes. Trim it away just slightly, like just about there, I'd say. Oh man, it looks so messed up to me still. Let me hide the metal accessories as well. I'm gonna copy that. I guess I was gonna delete it, but oof. Okay, so if it's showing that much right there, it's gonna show a lot more than that. Darn it, I was really hoping I'd finish tonight. At the pace I'm going at, absolutely not. Hmm. Don't tell me I have to move one down. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh no. Uh-oh. Whoops. I'll leave that going though, because it was interfering. That also does not look right. Snip that off. Okay, this has got to change. Okay. Now from the very, very tip right there. We're gonna go tier 1. I think I want this to attach to this shirt on the inside. Though this part is white right here. I want this to be a deep blue. Oh, that's right. I better fix that before it gets worse. I'm supposed to line it up right about here. I'd rather not continue and then realize, oh no, I have to do all that over again for the second time. Oh my, does that count? Oh, it really doesn't. What in the world? It shouldn't be on the other layer. Oops. Oh, that's right. I only was just establishing the difference between the vest and the tier 1 recently. So, let's cut that off and then put it over here and attach it to tier 1 actually already. Let's get rid of that though so it's not confusing. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Hmm. Boop. Hello, Sanic. Hello. How are you doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. That does not look right. Where did it start going wrong? Right about here? I was clubbing. Oh my goodness. Did it go well? There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you were here earlier or not, but I may or may not have messed up the drawing in a little bit of a big way. And by messed it up, I mean technically making it better, but for now it's messed up. And it's throwing me off so hard. Oh, you didn't do anything. I actually messed up my drawing earlier. Because I realized that it wasn't proportional, so here I am fixing the whole robe part that I was showing yesterday, that I was drawing yesterday. I think I had just started it yesterday, so it's not like it's that big of a deal, like I've had it for the entire series or something. But man, that was probably the hardest part for me to draw as it is. This might not even be as proportional as it should be, like, I feel like this needs to come down a little bit more. In fact, let's do that now, because I don't want to be looking back on this like, I wish I did that now. Just because it's further back doesn't mean it wouldn't be on the same plane, so I think that's more accurate. Because it's not that big of a difference. I think that's what I did wrong with the feet. Because I think the feet were unproportional, so it made the dress part unproportional, or the... yeah. I just like the design of the shoulders in the middle part. Oh, nice. Oh, what's funny though is this whole part up here, this stuff is attached to the vest part, but the skirt is actually underneath the belt and attached to this shirt, which is attached to the sleeves underneath. And this again just opens up to the shirt underneath. This is how I'd like to have it. And yes, this is also the shirt underneath. It's a multi-layer. Because there's a time that I'd like him to be just wearing the under part without the poofy stuff. Oh my goodness, that just gave you the best idea for the story. Too much for my little brain to handle. Oh my gosh. Is that a dizzy amount? Don't worry, I'll have it broken down as well. In fact, I might be able to draw it on the character sheet, like over here, once I'm done with both the front and back. Man, though, this art has taken a long time. I would say I could do some off stream, but that'd just be weird. I've been doing it on stream for this entire time. I think it's actually cool to look back on what I did. And actually, there's a feature with Clip Studio too that I can, like, I think it was like rewind or something. I can see a time lapse. That's what it was. Can't wait to see the finished product. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to see it finished too, but I don't want to rush it, knowing that, like, I want it to be the best I possibly can make it. I also don't know, is that too close to the edge? Because you'd put it into the hole and then you'd turn it to the side, like horizontal. Um, I can barely draw stick figures. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you can draw something too, besides stick figures. It just takes practice. Practice is the hard part. Or rather, the motivation to practice. So streaming's been nice too, because it's helped me get in another part of my New Year's resolution, which was to do either art or writing at least once a week. Welcome back, Ruri. I can... Oh my goodness. No problem, no problem. Yeah, wait, Ruri, were you here when I, messed up part of the drawing? I may or may not have to redo the skirt because of it. I was here, though I may have missed some words because I'm in BC with Fizzy. Oh, that's no, it's alright. Yeah, at least I have some structure now, though, for this robe part. I didn't have any structure for it, so it was kind of messed up. I think I even tried to draw the structure for this one, and that's how I did this one, I think. I don't have motivation at all, which is probably why I haven't leveled my crafters. Oh no. Yeah, I guess. I guess that can be a pretty big issue. I believe in you both. Thank you, Ruri. We appreciate it. Yes, I speak for Sanic too. Someday I will level my crafters too. Oh, you don't even have them leveled, Ruri? I guess I'm also one to talk because I haven't leveled mine all the way either. This must be the, don't have crafters club. They're all over the place. Haven't touched them in Dawntrail. Oh, yeah. Mine are getting closer to the max, but I'm still... I think I have some at 90. It's a good club. Oh my goodness. I think I have, what, 9 out of the 12 are level 90 or something? Or, wait, it might have been 7. I think 7 out of the 12 gather crafters are level 90 now. Which would be Fisher, Leatherworker, Goldsmith. I don't think Blacksmith is yet. Or maybe it is, because I think I can repair my entire gear now on Gunbreaker. What is that? Best copy 1 and 2. I'm actually gonna... I want to merge these two, but I'm kind of afraid to because, well, I'll keep them separate because I know I'm gonna have to draw the triangle part later. Yeah, wait, so the left side will be over the right side. Right? Oh, wait a second, wait a second. How would that work? Because technically speaking, I want the right side over the right, over the left, right over the left. But I like the way the buttons look on that side. Wait a second, where's the middle? Yeah, I think that's why I like it on the other side. I do not want to redraw that again. I do have that version for the other side, but I do not want to draw it again. Not that part. Ugh. Uh, hmm. I don't know why, but I remember like a reverse buttoning technique or something. I don't remember how it works. I might figure out how to make that work, but let's move on to the second part, perhaps. So we gotta make sure it fits. And you know what, at this point, I'm just gonna remove all this, use the lines as structure. Even though I had to redraw all this stuff right here, if I remember correctly. Choo choo. Okay, man, this kind of stinks to have to redraw it all. But it also feels nice knowing I'll actually be ending up with a product that I like. Okay, I understand for this one. This one, I feel like I need to bow it inwards, which should require me to do this. All the fabric will be flowing, right? Maybe I need it more straight in general. Yeah, it's more straight and then it pops out a little bit at the bottom. So kind of like this. Just need to fix it a little bit. Might need to turn it again. Start from the bottom, actually. That's a good idea. Remove this. How does that look? Okay, I will accept that. I will accept that. It's better than it looked a little bit ago. Something looks a little bit off, but it might be because it gets a little bit thicker towards the bottom. Let's try snipping some of it off. Like this. Just a little bit. Just a very, very little bit. Nice fix. Thank you, thank you. It's very difficult. I'm just hoping that it will be better than not to have it fixed like this. Because don't you think that, like, when I come back to this, I'm gonna want to see how I drew him as a page, you know? And if I drew him wrong, I don't want to be fixing it again later. Fabric looks hard to do. Yeah, it's a challenge. I do like the challenge, though. I do like the challenge. I feel like metal accessories are a little bit harder for me. But, fabric, yes. Fabric is hard. Like, I understand how fabric works, but the problem is actually getting it to look right for me. Because, like, I could see it in my head, and that's the problem. I can see it in my head, but I can't actually see it on the page. For most other things, I can just, like, picture it in my head and then be able to draw it. But for this, it's a little bit harder. And see, the reason why I think it would work this way is because if this were sewn on, like, right about here to almost like the hem of this part, then I feel like it'd be a little bit closer. But for mine, I know that all three of these tiers are underneath the belt attached to this shirt. So if they're all attached in the same point, there would be a little bit of distance and each one would flow a little bit differently. Like how this one would be a little bit more stiff because there's not much space from the belt to down here. But tension would kind of like float as it gets lower down, if you know what I'm saying. So, the nod, oh my goodness. So yeah, it has to connect somewhere up here, and that's why I'm a little bit confused, because I need to visualize it going over here and coming down. So actually, oh no, I have to redo it again. Oh no. What have I done? So if I just visualize this real quick. Oh good, they're just about the same length. If I picture this, it's actually shorter, what the heck? If I picture it coming from up here, the same point. Oh, you know what? Since these are on separate layers, let me grab this and copy and paste that. And I'll name it highlight marker. And then I'll grab the tier 2 real quick. I have to picture it flowing down. That would be about right then, right? Because the further out it becomes from this, it's constrained to this belt actually too. Under the belt would probably be a little bit harder for it to move. This is his hip right here. This would be about the marker. So in reality, I should actually be lining this part up to that. Let me grab this little highlight marker thing and put it on the other side as well. Oh, you know what? I could just flip that as horizontal. Oh, I do need to edit a little bit to match. Okay, so that was fine the way it was. Darn it. Pretty much that. You know what? That would actually make a lot of sense. Right about there. So how am I gonna do that? From here to here. Oh, that'd be a lot bigger of a gap. Alright, well let's grab this and let's see what that looks like. If I were to line it up, should probably have an actual invisible line. It's all... Yeah, this should have been something I worked on or studied some point beforehand too. Because if I did, then I probably wouldn't be having this issue. Um... You know, I'm also gonna grab this. Make sure this also applies in the same manner. As if this were also pinched underneath the belt. Something like that. All I know is it has to line up with that corner right there. Corner to corner. Oh, you know what? That makes sense for this part too. Oh, there we go. Oh, darn it. It's part of the vest. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. If we hold shift, we can do this to multiple things at once. We grab it, and then we can move them both. And then we can just combine them, more like separate them from that, and put it over tier 1. Before we combine them though, we might want to fix what that looks like. Just a little bit. We're also going to want to make sure it matches at least the same angle that this thing is at. Let's move the highlight marker because I think I changed it for the other one as well. Oh. Grab this. It's not exactly. There we go. Now, if that were connected, it'd be right about here. His hip is right here. Oh, if his hip is right there. Oh, okay, that'd be a very different picture. This has to at least line up. So no matter where I put this. Oh, well that means I had to put it right here. Right? That would be under the belt. Yeah, that would. But then how does it go? Yeah, hang on a moment. It's gotta line up over there. Even this one from the hip, I did it right about here. But that's for the angle too, so... Well, see, this fabric is not exactly the lightest thing. It's like a mixture of light and heavy at the same time. So that's what's going to be really interesting about trying to recreate it. What's also ironic and doesn't really help me is I know what texture I'm trying to recreate, but I don't know the name for it. And I'm dead serious when I say that. No idea what it's actually called. Thought maybe it was satin, but I'm not sure. It's soft, but it's not exactly silky. It's shiny, but it's not exactly silky. It's still cloth, but it's a little bit heavy. But it's also pretty light. Light enough to move around in, but heavy enough that it causes those curls around. Yeah, heavy to itself, but light when wearing. When worn, I should say. You know what? I might be able to fix that now. Oh no, I just realized I never fixed this part. So if this were to go down too... Okay, so his sleeve would pass this a little bit. That's what I was hoping for. Hmm. Oh my goodness, I just realized something. Yeah, that metal accessory from earlier was supposed to hang down... Oh, that's not the metal accessory. This was supposed to be right about here. To accent the white pants. But then it also goes up in the back, so... Right about there, yeah. Right about there. Did just realize something. That wouldn't have lined up. Let me make something more clear about this one actually too. These to be smaller. This one and this one I want to be bigger. Oh, not exactly that. And I might have to touch it up a little bit, I guess. I think it's good to kind of take a break from certain parts too if you've been having too much time with one of them. Like for instance, how I had been working on that one piece for a long time. So now the goal with this one is I'm going to turn this a little bit. Make it a little bit better. And then turn it right here. I want to make sure that this one is perceived the way it should be. Because I realize it's pretty easy to mistake it as being about the same size. So I'm going to make sure it's a little bit bigger. Just to be a little bit more clear. Hey, this one's bigger. Because you can't really see on the other side. But you used to be able to see that before. Perfect. I kind of like this one a little bit smaller though. Oh, what in the world? Okay, it's pixel time. Back to fixing pixels. Okay. It's funny how it looks when you have something bigger and you resize it down, as opposed to like have something smaller and resize it up. And also another tip about drawing these orbs. So for the smaller ones I have it so that it will only connect to the joint right about here, towards the bottom of it. Towards the bottom of the orb. But then for the bigger orbs, then it will attached towards the side, towards the top. I'd like to make that more clear over here. So I did that with the ones on his chest. So I want to make sure that I make that more clear. Again, I'll attach a little bit higher up on this orb because of which one it is. Perfect, there we go. A little bit smaller. Oh, I just forgot to fix that little spot over there. Let me do this actually, because I just realized this is very not clarified what that even is. This orb is very dark and hard to see. So I'm going to want to fix this one just so it's a little bit more clear what I'm looking at. Now let's fix that little orb again. Actually, I just realized I should probably move it over a little bit. And shrink it down a little bit. Bring it up a little bit. And then... there we go. Actually, wait. Took a little bit too much. I want to be able to shape it on the outside still. And that would be a good way of making it smaller, but it really needed to be more visible, like what it is. Which is typically why people don't fix every pixel. But I'm not people, am I? There we go. Oh my goodness, this looks so... Okay, I'm redrawing that part. Just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. I think it'll be much easier like this. I don't mind it being a little bit more like this. It's like a boomerang shape. It's the shape I was going for from the very beginning, was this boomerang shape. want to connect right there. Right there. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. Okay. Somewhat fixed. It still looks a little bit cringe to me. But I might have to redraw that part altogether, actually. Oh my goodness. What is actually going wrong with this? I think it's this part right here. Something about it is being thrown off, yeah. Maybe it's because I had turned it into itself before. Like that. But maybe this will help. This will help, right? I might need to fix it a little bit, but... Move it a little bit higher. We have the rule for how this works. Or how the orbs work, I mean. There we go. Much better. Okay, like to address the part with the vest as well. Right up here. I'd like it to go out a little bit. At first I was like, maybe I should just like keep it more like skin tight for this part. But I'm like, actually, maybe I will just keep it bowed out because it will add like another, almost like another layer to his design. Like this. He has the 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier, 4 tier. I might want to hide the sleeve if it gets in the way. Let's get back to fixing the tiers again. Because I'm sure that's the moment everyone's waiting for. Also the same part that I'm waiting for. Man, I need to get on this. Okay, so this is the line we're going to. Hard part for me is figuring out if it's connected to the belt, where exactly. I'm gonna need another highlight marker. Going all the way down to grab this. Actually, let me just use that as the highlight marker and then turn that down. What in the world? It's not even selecting it? Oh, it's because it's in the same spot? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so flip around again. Okay, that makes it so much easier to see what I'm doing. If they're all connected from the same point, then... Yeah, okay, that would make a little bit more sense. Means you will see it a little bit like this then. I feel like I want it to have some distance though, so... Like a little bit of distance where you can't exactly see. Like... First of all, let's cut this part off because that's not exactly straight right there. If they're all connected at the same point. This whole line isn't... Oh my gosh. I have an idea. I have an idea. Okay. Let's go to a different one. Mapping pen. We were on G pen before. Do you remember that? Okay, this should be thin enough. Or maybe let's do 4. Let's take a ruler-like subject here. Let's not mess it up before we place it. Okay. Something that is entirely straight. Let's grab that. I'm gonna call this one ruler, actually. Even though it's literally on the same layer as tier 2. Copy paste. Actually, I should have done Control X. Right? Wait, no. Oh yeah, Control X just cuts it. Okay. Now we can paste it. Ruler. Let's actually color something different too. There. Let's go back to GPen. We'll figure out what's going on with this. It's not gonna be that bad otherwise. I would say it would line up right about here. Maybe right there, because I don't really want to draw it this all the way up right there. Yeah, I want the tiers to be kind of separated like that. Yeah, wait, so... Okay, that makes sense. I also have to draw from this angle to line up with this right here. So that might actually work, actually. Oh, okay. I'm seeing how this works now. So even though I can line it up like this, to this point, to all the way up here, I need to make sure I can draw it like right on the dot, essentially. But they both need to line up at the same point. Then it'd be right about there. Or there. Okay, so that makes it much easier for me. Wait, that said, I still feel like this would be a little bit more up. In a way, it's like this. Like right about there. Oh, that's another thing to mention. With this the way it is, I feel like the parts that dip down here would be dipping down into the next part of this cloth. Like the way it rests. Okay, so... Yeah, like it'd be like outlining... Since the other ones would be outlining these. I feel much more confident with the way the outfit looks now, rather than the way it looked before. I also like the 3 rather than the 4 and then the 5 and then the 6. I think the other one was definitely like way too pleated. I like pleated skirts, but not for this design. I would just copy this ruler thing for where this fabric is gonna sit. But you know, I'd rather not do that because fabric is fabric and it's not gonna be perfectly straight. Let's see here. Okay, with how I was talking about this cloth earlier, I'm gonna need to fold this in more because it's a little bit too straight right there. It needs to fall more. Otherwise it'll look like there's just a brick attached to him. It is not a brick. It is cloth. I promise. Promise it's cloth. Sorry if you hear the puppy in the background. He literally takes his yak chews and he throws them on the ground and attempts to break them. So that is probably what you're hearing, if you hear anything. I think we're gonna want to shave off some from the inside rather than on the outside. Oh man, I'm really hungry right now. Wish you could have SpaghettiOs or something like it. Man, the red sauce would kill me though, so. It would not end very well for me. Oh, there we go. I should shave some off from right here as well. Snip some of it from here. Oh. Flip back around. Okay, that's much better than being the way it was before. You know what? I just realized all I did was add the curve. I didn't add like an actual like extension to it though. So let's try that real quick. Do I want to take that, or... I'll do it like this. I think that should be about right. You know, I think the next step, since I already got the other part measured out now, what I need to do is I need to grab the ruler and move it down. I might not need to turn it actually. Oh no, I will have to a little bit. Trying to measure this. It's right lined up with that. Is what matters. Okay. You know, I really like being able to set some visual guidelines for me for myself, because, like, even this is when I noticed, like, okay, so these upper lines will always go either above or almost above this line. And then the parts that go below will go below or almost below. I think that makes it feel a lot more natural, and I can actually get that down. I think it's much easier, but it makes it much easier for me to do the art once I have a visual guideline. So I'm glad to be able to create my own guidelines while I'm doing it, because I probably would not have been able to get past that if I didn't. It's almost guaranteed that I'm going to constantly get hung up over each part that I do, and until it looks right to me, uh, then I will go to the next part. Unless I'm getting a little bit tedious with each part, then I'm going to probably switch off to another area that I have not finished yet. Speaking of which, I have to turn over to another part. Let me see real quick. Actually, I just realized I didn't finish this all the way. Okay. Now that part's done, do you have any advice for people that might be interested in trying to learn to draw? Um, let's see. Okay, I'm heading to bed. Okay, have a good night, Sanic. Thank you so much for watching. Um, as for what you said, Ruri, I would say don't give up. The first piece of advice is don't give up, because it's definitely not, it's not likely that your first drawing you do is going to turn out to be the best thing you've ever seen yourself draw, if you know what I mean. A lot of my first drawings were very, very bad. So the first thing is, like, don't expect too much of yourself at first, but don't get demotivated if it doesn't look the way you think you thought it would look. That's definitely the first essential to learning to draw. Because even I'm over here, like, messing up all my drawing and then having to, like, go back and make sure everything's structured properly. Oh, that's another part, is structure. I actually would recommend getting right into structure if you can. Like, just structure of shapes is a good one to start off with. Welcome back, Rio. Yeah, the structure of shapes. Because, like, if you know shapes, you can do pretty much anything. It depends on the perspective, though. So, shapes and perspective, two beginner things. I don't know how many courses there actually are on those, so I'd prefer just, like, if people actually had free advice somewhere. But it seems like most art things for intermediate are all locked behind, pay to people's Patreons and stuff, and Skillshare and all these other things. It's like, really? You can't just give advice without paying for it? Like, it's pretty bad. Oh yeah, and expert courses. That's another thing. I feel like it's more common for there to be beginner artist stuff and then expert artist stuff, but nothing really intermediate. There are some courses for that, but I feel like it's very few and far between. I feel like we need more intermediate courses. I see. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where once you're already an artist and you're not exactly a beginner anymore, but you're not a pro or an expert or anything, you have to have a middle ground where you can pick up art in another way. Like for me, I am at a stage where I know the basics, but I know I'm not like an expert or anything. Like I see so many mistakes within my own drawing. But then the issue is figuring out how to fix it. I feel like there's not that many things out there on how to do the things that you need to do as an intermediate artist, but I actually think there are more things popping up now. I actually think I saw someone talking about it just a little bit recently, and I was like, yeah, that is true. Like, yeah, there isn't that much. So I think there should be more videos now regarding it, but as for courses, I don't think there are that many courses on intermediate. It's usually like, this is for the expert and this is for the beginner. But yeah, if you know structure and shapes, you can make hands, you can make arms. The Kyoko nod, oh my goodness. There's actually something I can show you real quick. So if you have, let's say you want to make an arm, you can make the elbow joint right here, however you want to make that, connecting to the arm. But then right about here, let's say you're struggling to draw this. I heard that there's a way that you can do the spiral technique, where let's say you have a certain way you want to make it. It's like you imagine it in a spiral. I heard it works pretty well. I've been able to do it for some things, but it might be harder in this instance for me. So pardon me if it's a little bit bad of an example. Essentially, people sometimes do this, where they structure it like this, just so they know the angle they're doing it in, and how much of a 3D object it is or not. And then, of course, for hands, I have a specific way of going about hands. I don't usually use the spiral technique, I just visualize, which is honestly pretty hard. Some people think it's a flex, but it's really hard to do that. Let's see. Oh, I see. I never thought to do it like that. I've struggled to make arms look normal, but have only tried them as long ovals. That is actually a good way to go about it, though, too. Like, if you go about, let's see, that's the thumb right there. Let me redo this, because this is not exactly the right hand that would be attached to the arm. That's the pinky right there. That's the thumb. You gotta space it out right, where the knuckles would be. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then when you do the technique, though, you can either do boxes, like I usually like to do, or you could do the spirals, but that's just way harder, honestly, to me. Because shape structures are pretty much everything. If you think of them as little tiny boxes, it might make it a little bit easier. Yeah, it's kind of hard, though. Like, you should see how long that hand took me. This is a very odd position. I can redraw it, too. But yeah, essentially, if I could do like examples on it, I can take perhaps. We could try this. Let's see. There's a separator right here where the joint is, and then oh, you've got separator right there, that joint. You got this one. I know it doesn't exactly pertain, but it's kind of similar how you would draw just something, really. Hands doing that shaky thing again, it's making it really hard. Right there. Oh, actually, it'll be a little bit further up, or right about there. And then right about here. Sorry about Zero. He is very noisy right now. Okay, right about here, you'd have the joint again, and then picture like this. And then you got the thumb, of course, which usually goes right about across the fingers in a box shape. But these parts of our fingers kind of contract when we pose them a little bit differently. So they won't look the same as they usually do when we extend our fingers. Oh, that's good advice though. Oh, yeah. So if I were to, for one, I'd have to extend this hand because those fingers are way too long. Otherwise, I'd just make them shorter. Let me move this over. Make it a little bit more clear what this is. It makes it a lot easier to break down. Yeah, no, so this is what my favorite way of teaching about hands though, is because like for hands, like it's one of the harder things for people to draw, and actually I recommend getting into the harder things to draw first. And that could be seen as like, oh, that's a bad idea, but like in one way, some artists get so terrified to draw those things later because they didn't start off sooner drawing it. So then a lot of people will put it on hold, or if they are really determined, then they'll actually go and still try to draw it. Yeah. But for me, since I just kind of tried to draw them, even though I was really bad at it, it's kind of just came to me a little bit easier. Not like this is a very good example right here, but I'm not in the hands mood right now, as you can see. I'd have to erase this, and that's the hard part for me, is erasing part of my other drawing to contribute to it. I also think that now for this pose, those fingers would not look that way. Not look like that anymore. Oh yeah, we can also go with the other pose. Details and fingers were looking really good. Oh no, yeah, no, that's alright. It's about the general pose that was wrong. I think I actually do better just imagining it clean. Like this. Okay. And that means we're gonna take this right here and then we're gonna just like turn it inwards. And I'm gonna make the pinky smaller. It's not usually that big. It's more like kind of like imagine it wrapping around kind of thing. It's really hard to explain. Let me grab this too and delete that. But remember, we also have like the knuckles too in our hands, so fingers too long. Same situation as the last one. I can just do this and then yeah, I understand. Oh, nice, nice. And then if you want, you can do like this. It's funny to picture, but like the thumb of our hands is actually a pretty big portion of our hand. It's a pretty big portion. Takes up about that much space. And now I'm going to want to turn these into each other more because I would say that's a little bit offset. Right about there. Yeah, so it's about that. Similar at least. It's not the best hand I could draw right now, but that's the best quick example I can think about. It's kind of like a peace symbol, how the thumb takes up a lot of the space in the hand. Okay, but let's call that, hand example. Alright, back to that skirt again. Or the robe, I should say. I'm gonna have to use the ruler again, because I have to turn it over here now. Before we do that though, let's make sure that this also lines up. Okay, yeah. More or less, it lines up. Let's see, does this part line up though? Yeah, looks like it. Thanks for taking a bunch of time to show me some stuff. Yeah, no, for sure. Are you planning on doing art, Ruri? I kind of figured that maybe one day you would. I've always wanted to get into it, but it's hard to find the time. I might later this year though. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I know you do a lot of commissions, or you accept a lot of commissions for art. So I was like, huh, I wonder if you'll ever get to like doing art himself too. I know you seem to enjoy art a lot. Yeah, yeah, I was actually picturing that just a few days ago. I'm like, I wonder if Ruri would draw. I want to be able to draw my own ideas. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing for me, is like I want to be able to draw my own outfits and stuff. I want to be able to design my own clothes and make it into reality as well. So I think that'd be nice. Especially like leather and shoes and whatnot, because like my feet are very specific. I feel like it'd be nice if I had customized shoes. Exactly, yeah, right. At least being able to draw my own design is like the the very beginning of this kind of journey, you know. So I feel like this is gonna be very curved. It's gonna be very curved for this part, so it could start off up here, like okay. But it's gonna have to, well, it's actually gonna be sitting on top of the other one too, so started to right about, let's get the ruler curve the right way to start it. Let's go right about here. Because the next one is also gonna use that. Let's go with that. Well, let's grab this too, actually. Let's make sure it lines up with this. pretty much. Almost lines up with it, because remember, for this one we wanted to turn it a little bit upwards. Just because we don't want too much of the gap between there. Oh yeah, and I can't wait to see some of your art stuff. Let me know when you get into it, because I can also like help with like screen share too. Wait, you've seen my commissions, don't judge me. Don't worry. Okay, I'll show stuff when I get started. Okay, awesome! Can't wait to see. But yeah, let me know if you need any help with anything, because I might be able to help. I'm not an expert or anything, but I do know a little bit. Of course, no problem. Oh, you know what I just forgot? Oh no. This is actually gonna have to go down more. Let's fix that now while we see it. Because remember, up here we went a little bit more down, so we're gonna have to follow the same procedure down here. Which means, yes, we're gonna turn a little bit more. Just a little bit more up. Right about there. Oop. Try to get this part as straight as possible, but then as the clothes starts to fall, we want it to be able to fall correctly. I think I'd stick a little bit closer to the hip, but let's see. Yeah, it would fall a little bit closer to the hip. Let's see. Wait, did it start all the way up there? Okay, no. Yeah, it'd be a little bit closer here. I think I didn't want to take that slot though because the third one is also going to be resting here, as I may have mentioned already. And this one has to have something to rest on. So if I draw this one too prominently, I have to cut it back like I'm doing right now. Later. Oh, I also did give some tips a little bit regarding specific things in some of my previous VODs. I just don't know where they are yet. So if I could like go back and like timestamp them, then maybe it'd be easier. I think I gave some very specific instances, but that probably won't help out with beginning art actually, so never mind. Plus, they're pretty long. Looking back, they're pretty long VODs. Not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're looking for something specific, maybe I wouldn't recommend it. Even this one is already 3 hours and 13 minutes. Wow, I've been doing this for a while. Oh, this is when it starts falling more. I'm gonna make it fall more. after I thought it looked so nice. Might want to turn it more, actually. I want to turn it more. But then again, it's falling. I can't really see if it's falling or not from this angle, so maybe that was a bad idea. It's just gonna be a slight descent, because we know that there's also the third tier that I'm making. Third tier of the robe. Understandable. If you do make specific stuff in the future, you can always make YouTube shorts with it. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could do that. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll definitely think about that. I haven't actually worked with YouTube stuff yet. I've only been uploading my Twitch VODs there. Okay, let this curl a little bit, but not too much. Let's go with the natural flow of how this goes. Or the editor has a portrait mode, then it makes it easy. Oh, oh. Twitch Clip Manager has a built-in short generator too. Really? Or the editor has a portrait mode that makes it easier. Oh, I had no idea. I will look into that, thank you. Rather than curling this one too far inwards, I think we've already done enough with that. So we're just gonna focus on getting it over here. It lets you select two areas of the screen to sort of stack, so you can quickly edit your VTuber model and what you're trying to show in a portrait. Oh, that's nice. I guess in this case it'd be my PNG model, right? That's right, I have to let it, I think I have to let it fall in a certain way again. Yeah, I consider PNG models VTubers too. Oh, that's nice. I wish I had my model ready, but it's not ready yet. I could do a stream of that too, of me working on my VTube model. It's gonna take a long time. Looking forward to when it happens, but if you don't want to spoil it, don't feel obligated. Yeah, actually that was the one reason I was thinking maybe not. Because I wanted it to be a surprise. Yeah, what would you think about my other character? Because I said that I have another character in the story that I'm making, who is a main character, and I was thinking about showing him as well, just like I am showing the Sea King in the story. But the thing is, the Sea King's a supporting character, so I think that makes it a little bit more justified, but I'd rather not spoil anything about one of the main characters, if you know what I mean. At the same time, I kind of want to show him on stream, just because he's kind of one of my favorite characters so far to write. This does not curve enough. Let's erase that. Excited to see more. It kind of depends on the details, if it might be a spoiler, but getting reactions could be good too. Yeah, it's true. I'm curious to see what everyone else would think about it. So far, people think that the shirt of this outfit that the Sea King has is like really good or something, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad people like it. The design is entirely based on a beta fish. It's a really cool design. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, yeah, it's actually based off of a beta fish I got from a pet store. It's more like a tribute character. It is a good tribute, yeah, thank you, thank you. It's funny, because I can find a really good reason for him to be in the story, too. And a good role. Okay, I think that's a natural way for it to fall. Oh, you know what? Oh. Maybe it shouldn't fall there. So just realized, yeah, there's something I'm gonna add. There's gonna actually have support. I think this one, if this one is falling down more, is it's gonna be more noticeable rather than on the other side because it's front facing. This one is the side profile. And while it still would fall a little bit, I do think that the support would probably help. I'd like to draw it as a second option, and I don't want to have to redraw this whole thing, if you know what I mean. Oh, you know what? I can also fix that too. This one. Curve it more towards the bottom. We fix it. Curve it more around, right, around. Here-ish? Here-ish, yeah. I don't want it to be like a copy paste from the top, but more like following the same kind of silhouette. I don't want it to show too much, like kind of like that. It's all about the angle. Okay. It's much better. Alright, flip away some of this in here. Oh, also, Ruri, if you get into digital art, I recommend using a tablet that is hand-eye coordination. I did start art with traditional art, and then I moved to digital. But if you wanted to get straight into digital art, then I recommend using a hand-eye coordination one. Not only does it improve your coordination, but it's just, I've heard that they're all around better. Unless you actually just like the, to have your hand right on the screen, then yeah. But it's also more expensive that way. I have an iPad and Apple Pencil. Are those good for that sort of thing? It depends on the product itself. It probably is okay, because, like, I've seen people use their phone and they draw something really crazy. I'm like, wow. They use their phone and their finger for that. Like, you can pretty much use anything. I do recommend for, that. You could just start off with that. Yeah, I can actually show some examples of videos I've seen from that. I have not, but I can draw somewhat with the phone, but I usually use a stylus if I'm going to do that. And I don't draw on phone anymore. That was before I had a tablet. This one's actually a hand-me-down from my dad. Technically, it's actually better than the one he has right now. Actually, since he bought a new one, maybe not. I'm not sure. But yeah, Wacom is a good tablet brand. Oh, and yeah, if you already have an iPad, that should work. It just might not be the same with how it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same feeling exactly. Yeah, yeah. But no, you can still achieve like really good results with it. Especially if you don't know, like, if you're gonna like doing art or not. If you have something, you're better off using it than not. What am I doing with this? Being thrown off by this part right here, which needs to turn. Oh, okay. We have now officially fixed both sides of tiers 1 and 2. I might want to do this a little bit. I think the iPad / Procreate is good to start, but what? Oh, I think Clip Studio has a drawing tablet. Uh, plus a, oh, Clip Studio plus a drawing tablet has more features. I could be wrong though. I'm not an artist. I just watch Alfie and her dad. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. I don't know how much Procreate actually has in terms of, features, but yeah, Clip Studio is literally made for manga artists. They have all the tools you need to make a manga. In fact, you can export to webtoons too, actually. I know it's not exactly the same thing as a manga, but it's a manhwa. The fact that you can export directly to webtoon shows. And also, sorry for the brain fart there, yeah. I almost didn't get to read your comment all the way, Rio. I'm sitting like, what am I reading? I must be getting tired. I was also really not expecting to have to fix the entire robe. For what, the second time? No, it's not your bad, it was my bad. I just didn't read it right. Because I even, like, mixed around another thing you said. No, my bad. No, it's not your bad, it's my bad. Did I accidentally turn that one? What in the world is going on with that one? Okay, I think it's about time we try to turn our canvas again. Okay. Okay. Something immediate I'm noticing is this being a little bit too long, which I expanded it thinking it was going to be right. I've been using Clip Studio Paint on my iPad so far to write storyboards and make edits to things for design work. That's really cool. I need to learn how to use the brushes properly though, so I'll find a tutorial later. Actually, that means you probably have a subscription, right? Because if you do, or maybe if you don't have a subscription too, there's a login bonus still going on for Clippy. I do. Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, there's a login bonus that will give you Clippy, so if you want specific brushes, I recommend you, hop on that before it's gone. I think it ends like the 20th or something, so it's just every day. It's not specific days, luckily, so I really like the way they did this one. But yeah, I would get on that because, I'm even trying. I have like 300 something Clippy. Unless you have like expert or a monthly subscription though, it will expire, unfortunately. Oh, Thea was telling me there's a drawing screen protector thing for iPad that feels like drawing on real paper. It sounds really neat. Yeah, it does sound really neat. Okay, I think we've made a lot of progress today for how much we, had to redo. But it is getting a little bit late, so I think I'm gonna end the stream here. There we go. Let's rotate it again so we don't accidentally mess up again. I like that we didn't really have to use much of the original sketch now. Well, great progress. Thank you, Rio. Thank you. I'll get those daily bonuses then, and thank you for streaming. There, it looks good. Thank you, Rio. Thank you. Thank you for streaming. Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you all so much for watching. This was our 9th art stream and day 17 of streaming every day. See you guys next time. See you guys later. Bye.